We all knew this was inevitable. What's going on, you guys? Slim back here with a video. You actually get to see my face. I know it's been forever, you guys. You know, your boy's just been super busy, but we got deck profiles on deck. Shout out to my boy Karan. All thanks to you and to YBM. We just still got plenty of content coming out, but today, you guys, it's about that time. It's Banlist prediction time. You guys know how this goes. I put it in the community tab, you guys responded, I've asked a lot of people, got a lot of insight, and I tried to just condense this down. I don't want this video super long. We're going to hop into it. TCG player link, your playmat affiliate link, EWIN, all that stuff. It's all in the description. If you guys want to support the channel, it's all down there. Appreciate it. Thumbs up, comment anything for the algorithm, helps everything. You know, put an emoji, it works, all that, yada, yada, yada. We're going to get into it. These are my predictions. Do I think this is going to happen? Hopefully. Hopefully some of this stuff happens. Never could really say how accurate any of us are going to be. There's been a lot of good predictions, and I'm just going to give you guys like what I've deduced down from everything you guys have sent me, everything that we have discussed on Discord and all that stuff, and hopefully this works. So for the ban cards, I only have 3 cards. I have Scythe, Verde, and Imperial Order. Scythe is a problem. It's crazy. I've been using Scythe for years. I think a lot of us have been using Scythe for years in different decks, and unfortunately the card has just gotten ridiculous thanks to DPE. You can't hit DPE, it's too soon. I know they banned Fusion Destiny in OCG, but again, they're abusing the living crap out of it way longer than we have. We haven't had it that long, even though it's in like pretty much every high performing deck. You know, eventually something will happen to that engine, but for now you have to deal with the problem. Scythe is the problem, not Dagda. Dagda is just a generic link, but Scythe really is the problem. The fact that certain decks can recur Scythe multiple times, lock you completely out of your extra deck, basically shut down one of the main functions of decks and like what strategies you're trying to do. I can understand why Scythe is such a problem. DPE just made it worse. DPE and Dagda just made it worse. You got to deal with the problem. The problem itself is actually Scythe. Verde, we've been going over this list after list after list. Before it was all because of Dragoon, now because it's of the DPE. DPE has literally just like Dragoon who? Like I have barely seen a deck with Dragoon outside of maybe Guru Control or something like that. There are not that many decks that actually play Dragoon, and maybe Drytron. Verde is just still that generic card that, you know, you could throw a million hand traps at a deck, and then guess what? They just take 2 monsters and they just old school mermaid combo. They literally just make Verde and make DPE now, and DPE is such a force in this game that you gotta hit the problem. And while you can't hit Fusion Destiny or any of that stuff right now, you got to deal with Verte. Do I think they're actually going to ban Verte? I really don't know. This is the one where I'm the most like iffy on. I feel like I could see Scythe getting hit. I feel like I could see Imperial Order getting hit. Verde, I just don't know. I have a weird feeling, but we'll see what happens. It's just a prediction. And last but not least, freaking Imperial Order. Like, Imperial Order is just ridiculous. Shuts down like the majority of players' decks that play spells. Like, the majority of decks do play spells, and just flipping IO is just an auto win. Everyone's joking about it, but it is kind of true. It won the Remote Duel YCS for Europe. This card literally just ends games. Like, you literally activate a spell and they chain Imperial Order. If you don't have a counter to it, the majority of the cards in your hand, if they are spells, which they normally are dead, and Imperial Order is just ridiculous. The 700 every turn doesn't even matter. The fact that decks like Eldritch can use the card to stun out the opponent and then literally send it off for Golden Lord is ridiculous. I think the card needs to be dealt with. I think the mass majorities agree that the card does need to be dealt with, so that's why we got Imperial Order on here as the 3rd ban card. So that's all I got for bans, you guys. Again, I want to keep it simple. Limited, I have 3 cards as well. I'm trying to keep it short and simple. For limited, I have Tri-Brigade Fractal, I have Magical Meltdown, and I have Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. So Fractal, the reason why is there is going to be new support coming out that is going to give Tri-Brigade more oomph. Now that they needed more oomph, they still have Revolt. Normally, I would put Revolt in this place. It's kind of funny, though, if you guys have noticed, Revolt has kind of died down a little bit. The Bird Up deck has really taken over, and guess what? It still plays with the Tri-Brigade card. The Tri-Brigade cards are so insane. Fractal is the best one, and it's going to just hurt the consistency if they do put this card to 1. With the new support, the deck will still be fine. This was the only hit I could possibly think of. This was the most, like, the majority of you were putting in the comments in the community tab, this was the card you wanted to see hit. It's really funny how things have shifted to where Revolt, we all just wanted that card to go to 1, and now you really don't hear people complain about it that much. It's just showing how a shift in the format with Bode really just changed everything. And Fractal is the only hit that I've noticed a lot of you have mentioned, is that you do want to see Fractal go to 1, as it will hurt the consistency, and it will, you know, make the deck have to, you know, manage its resources better, and then with the new support be able to, you know, continue to be a contender. But Fractal to 1 would hinder from all the craziness and all the consistency that the deck already has. hold on for Meltdown. A Blaster, it's a Dragon Ruler. It does nothing. It is a pop with another fire card. You can put it in Silent and Infernoid and Love All and Volcanics, and yeah, I don't think it's that broken. The other two, hell no, they're not coming back. Redox and Tidal are too broken. I think Blaster is fine, though, to come back to one. Magical Meltdown. You guys know every time I talk about this, you know, your boy is Alistair. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. Meltdown is the problem. It sure as hell ain't Alistair, and it sure as hell ain't Invocation. Meltdown is ridiculous. The fact that it gets you to Alistair, the fact that you can't respond, the fact that you can't respond, the fact that you cannot respond. That is the real problem, you guys. And Meltdown is just ridiculous. If Invoke needs a consistency hit, now with DPE, the deck is even better. Being able to, you know, hit the engine the most efficient way would be to hit the spell card, because then you have to hard draw the Alistair, or you have to, you know, you can play the one of Terraforming and the one of Meltdown. You can play set rotation with another field spell and just try to get into it that way, but the consistency has to go down. And I'm not going to be biased, even though that is one of my favorite decks of all time. Card needs to get hit. It is the card that, if you're going to touch the Invoked engine, it is the only card that makes sense. So that's why I have Meltdown as the third limited card on my prediction. Now for semi-limited. You guys already know how I feel about this, how the majority of people feel about this. However, I have one card. One card and one card only. I was watching a couple of predictions and it made a lot of sense. The only card I have going to 2 is Salamangreat Circle. So Salamangreat Circle, it's basically just because Salad really just needs more. They really do need more, and that's something that I think could actually just really benefit them. Getting a second circle, you can test the waters, see if more players will actually play the deck. It's representation that really matters at the end of the day, and you need to give players a reason to want to play the deck. They need more consistency. They need more of their engine back. The deck has not really done that much outside of a few spare players that have actually done stuff with the deck. I know it did win one of the Remote Duel Invitational. I don't remember what it was. I think it was in South America or something like that. But again, you know, different formats. You know, over here in NA, things are different. Over in, you know, Europe, things are different. So it really just depends. I'm not sure what Salad would do, if it would really give them that consistency boost they need by putting Circle to 2, but it's one of the only cards I can think of. And now off the top of my head, I'm gonna add one more card. Shout out to my boy James. You already know, Sloppy Toppy, True Draco, Dynamite. I mentioned it, I think, almost like every list, and it just never budges for some reason. It just never budges. So yeah, Dynamite to 2 is the only other card I can think of. They'll put it to 2 and then maybe put it to 3. Same with Circle. Just test the waters. That's all the semi-limited list usually is, testing the waters of putting a card to 2 and then eventually bringing it to 3. But yeah, that's all I got for the semi-limited. And to end this, you guys, just the unlimited list. This is pretty much the same stuff every single time. Red MD, the errata, it's not gonna matter. It can come to 3. It makes no difference. I got Danger Nessie. They brought it to 2. It did absolutely nothing. It's one of my favorite. No, it is my favorite Danger, and yet it still has done nothing. So bring it to 3. Maybe people will play it. There's no Danger FTKs that I know of that are super consistent. Like, I don't think it's gonna even come into 3. It's not gonna make a huge difference. It'll just be another body that maybe will work out for some decks as an extender. Maybe yes, maybe no. And I got Skull Crowbot Joker. You know, pendulums. They need it. You know, shout out to Triff, like, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to all the Pendulum players. I know you guys want that card. Just bringing it back. We'll see what it does. I really don't know. You know, it came back other lists and didn't do anything. So we just got to see what happens. You know, if they're just going to keep testing the waters. I feel like this list is just going to test the waters while they can't put the Kibosh on a ton of decks yet. You know, these are just the things that I predict they'll do. And last but not least, I actually have E-Telly. So they brought E-Telly to 2. It's only played in Virtual World. I haven't really seen it in other decks. I've seen some lists, some of the like PK lists that are playing like the Psychic Engine, you know, splashing in the teleport just for added consistency. That's cool. I don't think the card's super broken. I think that, you know, you put it to 3, it's like, you know, it is what it is. Will it give Virtual World another boost? Like, the deck was performing decently and then it kind of tapered down. No representation really in any of the Remote Duel YCSs, any of the real regional stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see if you put Telly to 3. Will it be a big boost for Virtual World, or will it just be one of those cards that went to 3? And I mean, it kind of made a difference in certain decks. But those are all I hit you guys. Honorable mentions: Electrum to 1 for the Pendulum players, and Colossus for me and for everyone else that loves Thunder Dragons. And that's it, you guys. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. You guys already know that more than likely the list will occur after YCS Pasadena. Like, they might drop the list before, they might drop the list. If they drop the list during the event, that would be crazy. And if they drop the list after, you know, that's what I expect. But I don't think the format is horrible. I think there's a ton of decks that can do well. You guys have seen it. There's B-Trooper. There's so many other decks that have just, you know, come out of the woodworks and actually are really performing well. I think they just need to do certain alterations to stuff, hit cards that are really unfair, and, you know, for the most part, it'll slow down the majority of decks. I know the new decks decks aren't going to get hit. I know DPE is not going to get hit yet. That'll happen in our next list, in our next format, but it'll be interesting to see if, you know, these changes will happen. And yeah, again, it's just a prediction. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like my prediction? You hate my prediction? Throw stuff in there. I forgot a ton of stuff probably. There's probably a ton of stuff you guys want to see. Hopefully, you know, we'll get a good list and it'll be a good format, and hopefully things will be shaken up again. I think the format's in a decent place, and it can just always be better, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and a special thanks to all my patrons. It's because of you, after all these years, I'm still able to make this type of content. Hopefully you guys will check out some of the videos that are suggested here for you, and just remember, you guys, it's not just a game, it's a lifestyle. Thanks for watching.